15,000 people applied not just to mint, but to earn the right to mint a picture. This wasn't just hype, it was a launch strategy. One of the most oversubscribed mints in Solana history. You probably saw the tweets, you just didn't realize it was a system. Man behind it, Frank DeGods, founder of DeGods. Today we will break down his framework. In this video we are reverse engineering how DeGods use the oversubscribed framework, a launch method used by top brands like Tesla, Waiting List, Supreme Drops, and now Web3's own DLabs or Frank's team. Whether you are launching an NFT, token or SaaS product, this works because it flips your audience from passive to obsessed. Now let's walk through 9 steps Frank applied to make millions of dollars with his project. So guys, this is the whole system Frank used, and let's look how he did, and this will be very interesting. Okay, so this framework is called oversubscribe. This is the last method in our series which will make you, I think, the most money, because Louis Vuitton and other high-end brands use this and they make millions of dollars with it. So let's dive into it, how they did it. As you can see, Frank and the youths. So first thing we need to cover is the capacity constraint. So what is the limit on how many people you can take in your project? So for example, how Frank did it and with the youths, they launched with a strict 15,000 NFT cap. Entry was not automatic, you had to apply for a whitelist. Only the most aligned, creative or influential people got in. They publicly said not everyone will be accepted. So how did they use this on Twitter? Basically, the whitelist app process went viral. People flexed their application status. Huge creators tweeted, "Still waiting for my youth's whitelist." Free cloud engine basically. So some psychology behind this first step. Basically, this creates scarcity and FOMO. People want what they can easily have, which leverages selective exclusivity and increase perceived value by lowering perceived availability. The cap signals this is not for everyone, it's curated. Okay, now if we move on to the second point, is the waiting list. Basically here you want to build demand before you are ready to sell, right? So you have buyers already aligning in for your product, and it's basically sold out already, and you have enough demand to sold out. Okay, so how did Frank use this? Basically, he opened a whitelist before the NFTs were even minted, created a public dashboard of approved wallets and profiles, so big names were accepted early, other rush to follow. So at this second point, what customers are thinking, basically the anticipation is building and they are mentally owning your product before purchasing it. So early list equals whip status, which equals and triggers social comparison and urgency. Even in the youth's case, on the list felt like I'm in something special. Okay, and how did they use this on Twitter? Basically, people tweet creative submission and begged to be approved. Look who got accepted was viral format for days in this case. For the third part, the campaign, which is not open all the time, or in this case it was sold out already. You don't sell passively, you launch with force. Okay, so in this case they ran a massive multi-day campaign leading to the mint, posted daily updates, teasers, memes and hype signals, had a specific mint date with a live countdown plus urgency, right, which creates urgency basically. So Frank hyped it constantly, the whole NFT community was talking about it, engagement was through the roof due to coordinated content plus their memes, and yeah, this worked very well on X. And some psychology behind this third point, basically campaigns create urgency plus unity, which equals people move together. Launches feel like events and this makes them more memorable. This avoid meh launches where no one cares basically. This brings us to our fourth point, and on the fourth point, what you want to do is build emotional connections to the product. You don't just sell features, you sell identity basically. So what Frank did, basically the app asked why you deserve to be a youth. They emphasize creativity, culture, identity, not utility. Frank said, "We want this to feel like a club of misfits and legends." So how did they apply this on X? Basically, the creators tweeted why they would be a good fit. Yuts became more than a JPEG, it was a status symbol, which plays a huge role in selling out. So basically what this means for building emotional connections to the product, what people feel, basically humans buy identity, not logic. When people feel emotionally seen, they defend and promote harder, makes them say this is part of who I am. So yeah, we are basically selling the feeling to them, and Frank did this as well, very well. And this brings us to our fifth point, which is signal demand publicly. Let people see others want it too, which creates a big, huge FOMO. How did Frank apply this? Basically, the public approval board showed big names getting accepted. Everyone was talking about getting in. Influencers and NFT accounts openly flexed Yuts' whitelist, which created, like I said, big FOMO. So at this point, people are very drawn to social proof as the strongest driver of digital decision making. People think if all the people I respect are in, I need to be too. And this creates, if I don't join now, I regret it effect, which is very powerful. On our sixth point, we have the red rope policy, which basically means not everyone gets in and creates selection energy, which is very powerful again. In this case, for Yuts, applications were judged by a committee. Even a famous people got rejected. Whitelist was based on fit, creativity, and effort, not cloud alone. So you had to bring something special to this group. You know what I'm saying? It's not just enough that you are someone famous. This basically builds earned status. People value what they worked for. Gatekeeping increased desire, especially when it's fair but strict. This also adds mystic, and people feel chosen, not sold to, which is very great. For our 7th point, what you want to do is basically communicate vision, not logistic. Talk about the outcome and the story, not the tech. So what Frank did, they barely talked about blockchain, tech, or roadmap early on. Instead, it was, let's build the most creative community in NFTs. This is the next culture brand, and it works like wonders. Again, people buy belief in future identity, not features. Vision pulls more than specs. That's always the case. Basically, what you want to do is picture them a dream and they will get sold to. And for our 8th point, you want to create a momentum, not drip marketing. Push everything at once, then close the window, which will create a selective group, and people will have urge to buy. What Frank did, basically they launched everything with the tight window, didn't do long-term rollout or slow mint waves, had a fast window plus close, which creates instant FOMO. Again, urgency plus window closing creates action in people buying. No one wanted to miss the cultural moment, right? So this makes people buy. And last but not least, we have make it social. People should want to flex that they are in. This is always the best way to promote your product. So custom Yuts, PFPs, dedicated Discord tags, Twitter bio badges, people flag Yuts, accepted in Yuts list, secured. So what it does psychologically at this point, people are drawn to build tribe behavior, us versus them. So basically social display increased commitment. Once people flex, they defend it. This keeps demand alive even post-launch. Okay guys, so this is the whole oversubscribe principle. How can you apply it for your project? I hope this makes sense, the whole series, that you learned something new. And if you did, please leave a like, subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can go and follow me on Twitter for my most recent news and tweets. And if you're a Web3, blockchain, crypto, SaaS, or AI project or founder, and you want to work with me so we apply all these strategies to your projects, link will be down in the description where you can apply. Thank you guys for watching and see you in the next video. Bye.